I will tell you, we had an interview we did recently, and I won't say the name of the publication because I don't get myself in trouble. But it was like almost like an ambush, and I had done the research, and I knew that one of the personalities would definitely not like Thrive 15. Okay. And I knew the other one would love it. So I'd done my research, and I knew this going into it. But I just remember thinking, man, this person, like, heading into breaks when you would go from, they go into a commercial break, like, sounds like a bad idea, going into break, and then they would just kind of like say, and you were like, wow, and you had to be ready. And I know that, like, by the end of it, we ended up kind of winning them over. They ended up being like kind of almost agreeing that, well, hey, this is something we should check it out, that kind of thing. But I know that if I hadn't had a certain confidence there, right. How do you get the confidence? I mean, I know that's not, I don't want to spend the 2 hours talking about it, but I mean, if somebody says, I know my plan is right, I know it's right, and they can honestly say they're watching this going, the last time I did a presentation, I didn't have the confidence. Is there something you do to kind of coach yourself up when you have to give a big speech?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, confidence comes because you feel like you're grounded in where you're going with your assumptions, with your business, right? So it's not about passion. It's not about being this bigger than life character or doing a run around the block. It's about knowing your product, understanding your customer, and clearing your direction. So the people that you talked about, these two personalities you talked with, my guess is you won them over because you understand your market, you understand your value, you understand the opportunity, and that's infectious. I mean, we funded businesses with people that were previously CPAs and attorneys, not those that we would say are the most dynamic personalities by trade, right? But they're great business people.
This just blows my mind what you just said, because this is great knowledge here. You said it's not about being this charismatic person. It's not being able to do verbal cartwheels because of your mastery of the English language or you're super exhilarating, but it's your knowing your product, knowing your customer, and having clarity about your direction. Mm-hmm. I love that. So if you're watching this, you can do it. You don't have to be the most charismatic human in the world.
Yeah, charismatic doesn't mean credible.
Another deep one there. Charismatic does not mean credible. Love it. Now, common mistake number 12, claiming to be the world's first risk-free venture, where you're just going, there's no risk here, baby. I mean, we're just, bam, just woo, easy. What happens when you see that?
So that's the Pollyanna pitch I referred to earlier. That's the person that, it's all cupcakes and roses, nothing's going to go wrong, there's no competition, we're the first to market, this is a guaranteed deal. Those are the ones we run for the hills for. Okay. We're just not interested in those transactions. The people that impress me the most are those that come in with a very credible plan, a well thought through strategy, and still introspective about how it can get better. So they're willing to admit that this is a place where I think we've got some more work to do. That's somebody you can work with. The person that just sees the world as pure opportunity, nothing can go wrong, they're living in a different reality.
So what's the balance when you're doing the business plan, when you're doing a pitch, especially with an investor, of owning the challenges you might face and not coming across like you're super doubtful? Do you just want to bring it up and kind of acknowledge these elephants in the room, but not dwell on them?
Yeah, again, it's about resiliency. We want to see entrepreneurs that recognize that this is not going to be a perfect process, okay. But we have perfect intentions going in. So we're aware that these are some of the risks. The investors are thinking it anyways. Okay. They're already a light year ahead when it comes to, we see this as a risk. So if you acknowledge that risk, you just validate for them that you're being thoughtful about the process.
So you want people to acknowledge the risk. Now, the next question I have here, the next common mistake I want to bring up is the marketing is missing. Like the product's going to sell itself. I'll tell you what, this product will sell itself.
If you build it, they will come.
And last night I was talking to the cab driver, or the black car driver in an Uber, black car driver, and he was explaining how Uber came to Seattle, offered the guys, said, hey, we'll pay you, I think it was $40 an hour for 5 hours a week if you'll make yourself available for Uber time. Well, Uber had to come to Seattle and make that offer, and they had to talk to, in his mind, the head of the Black Car Group Association and convince them this was a good idea. This is all part of the marketing plan. It wasn't just the product is so good it will sell itself. How big of a concern, or how common is it for you to see these great business plans with zero marketing plans?
It's not terribly common for no marketing to be involved. I think what's really common is for them to underestimate how much work it is going to be to acquire a customer. So that's where market validation becomes really important, unless there is a very clear, specific consumer need.